Did you know that the first thing to weaken as we age isn't our memory, our arms, or even our heart? It's our legs. That's right. And once your legs start to lose strength, it's not just about slower walking or occasional fatigue. It's about losing your independence. Climbing the stairs suddenly feels like scaling a mountain. Rising from a chair becomes a workout. And worst of all, the fear of falling starts creeping into your mind with every step you take. A 2023 study from the National Institute on Aging revealed that nearly 80% of seniors who struggle with mobility reported early weakness in their legs. If you've ever hesitated before taking the stairs or noticed yourself grabbing the handrail more often, you're not alone. But here's the powerful truth: leg weakness doesn't have to be your future. You can reclaim strength and your freedom starting today. Before we dive into the 3 incredible foods that could change everything for your leg health, I have a question for you. Have you noticed your legs feeling heavier, less stable? If yes, you're exactly where you need to be. So, drop a 1 in the comments if this hits home, or a 0 if not yet. Let's see who's tuning in. And don't forget to subscribe, because this channel is all about empowering you with real, science-backed tools to stay strong, mobile, and in control. I'm Dr. Mark Hyman, MD. And for the past 30 years, I've helped thousands of seniors reclaim their vitality through nutrition, functional medicine, and simple, daily choices. And today, I'm honored to help you too. Are you ready to take the first step? Let's get started. Let's get into the biology. The reason your legs weaken first isn't random. It's deeply rooted in how aging affects our muscles. There's a scientific term for it: sarcopenia. This condition begins subtly in your 40s, when the average person starts losing about 1% of muscle mass per year. But by your 60s, that rate doubles. Here's the critical part. Your legs house the largest, most demanding muscles in your entire body. They support every step, every rise from a chair, and every climb up the stairs. They're under constant stress and responsibility. Imagine your legs as the foundation of a house. If the foundation cracks, the whole house becomes unstable. That's why your legs are the first place where strength slips, not because you're lazy, but because your body starts withdrawing from its savings account of strength. You might feel it as a heaviness in your thighs, needing to brace yourself when standing, or that breathless pause at the top of a staircase. It starts quiet, but it doesn't stay that way. Left unchecked, sarcopenia leads to serious outcomes: instability, falls, hospital stays, and in many cases, permanent loss of independence. But here's the good news. This process is reversible. With the right foods and daily habits, your body can regain strength, even build new muscle well into your 70s and beyond. This is where the journey gets exciting, because in the next part, I'll introduce you to someone who turned this all around without medication, without expensive treatments, just food and simple choices. Let me tell you about Margaret, a woman from Dayton, Ohio. At 72, she had stopped walking in her neighborhood park. Her legs, once strong and reliable, had turned shaky. Climbing stairs felt like scaling a mountain, and even getting out of a chair became an ordeal. The worst part, she feared falling, and that fear was paralyzing her life. Her doctor mentioned she was experiencing age-related muscle loss, classic sarcopenia. But instead of prescribing medication, he gave her a challenge: change her diet and move more, even just 10 minutes a day. She was skeptical, but also desperate for change. Margaret began by incorporating fatty fish like salmon into her weekly meals, added Greek yogurt and cottage cheese, and tossed spinach and kale into her salads. She also started walking 1 block a day. Within a month, she noticed her legs felt lighter, more stable. In 3 months, she was walking over a mile and even returned to her local ballroom dancing club. Here's the power in her story. Margaret didn't reverse aging. She reversed the consequences of ignoring her leg health. And this isn't unique. A study in the Journal of Aging and Health shows that seniors who consume omega-3 rich foods and maintain a light exercise routine see up to a 20% improvement in lower body strength over 12 weeks. You see, transformation isn't reserved for the lucky ones. It's for anyone who's ready to take one small, consistent step, like Margaret. Are you ready to be your own success story? Let's dive deeper into the why. Why do your legs give out before your arms or back? Here's the truth. Your legs contain the largest muscle groups in your body: quadriceps, hamstrings, calves, and glutes. These powerhouse muscles are involved in nearly every movement you make: walking, standing, climbing stairs, getting out of bed. They carry the entire weight of your body, day in and day out. But starting as early as your 40s, something silent begins: sarcopenia, the natural loss of muscle mass due to aging. You lose about 1% of muscle mass each year after 40. By the time you hit your 60s, that rate doubles. And because your legs are the most used, they are the first to show signs of weakness. This isn't about feeling tired. It's about losing the foundation of your mobility. Your legs are like the pillars of a bridge. Once they weaken, the whole structure becomes unstable. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that muscle atrophy is 2x faster in leg muscles than in upper body muscles in seniors who are sedentary. That's huge. Because if you're not moving, even just walking, your legs start withdrawing from the strength bank. Let that sink in. If you don't use your legs, your body starts depleting them first. But here's the upside. It also means your legs are the fastest to bounce back if you start acting now. So when you notice that climbing stairs becomes harder, or you need to grab the railing more often, it's not just aging. It's your body asking for reinforcement. Let me tell you something that many doctors don't say out loud. Weak legs are the beginning of the end, not because of pain, but because of loss of control. When your legs weaken, it isn't just harder to get up from a chair, it becomes a silent thief of your independence. You stop climbing stairs. You avoid going out. You hesitate to travel. Why? Because you're afraid to fall. Here's a hard truth. Falls are the #1 cause of injury-related deaths among seniors over 65 in the U.S. A single fall can result in hip fractures, head trauma, or months of rehab that strip away your confidence permanently. But it doesn't have to be this way. Take Robert, 68, from Ohio. He used to walk his dog every evening, but after a mild stroke and months of sitting, he noticed his legs trembled just walking across his living room. He stopped going out. Then one day, he slipped in the kitchen, minor bruises, but it changed everything. His doctor gave him a simple truth: Robert, your legs are your lifeline. That conversation was a wake-up call. Here's the biology behind it. As muscle mass decreases, reaction time slows, joint stability weakens, and balance coordination suffers. All of these factors compound your risk of falling. It's not sudden, it's gradual. But by the time you notice, it may already be too late unless you act. So, if you've ever hesitated before standing, felt a little wobbly on stairs, or needed support where you didn't before listen to your body, it's telling you it's time to rebuild. Let me introduce you to someone I'll never forget. Margaret, 72 years old, from Austin, Texas. She used to be the kind of woman who danced every Friday night at the local community hall. But then, slowly, life crept in. Her knees started aching. The stairs felt steeper. She went from dancing queen to couch queen in under a year. At first, she chalked it up to just aging. But when her grandson asked her why she didn't come to his soccer game, her answer hit her like a ton of bricks. Because I can't walk that far anymore. That night, something inside her shifted. She reached out, researched, and started small. Nothing fancy. She added fatty fish twice a week, salmon baked with lemon and herbs. She swapped chips for a cup of Greek yogurt topped with berries. And every morning, she tossed a handful of spinach into her omelet. She also began walking just 5 minutes a day at first. Within a month, she was walking 30 minutes daily. By month 3, she was dancing again. Here's what happened biologically. Her body began rebuilding muscle fibers, especially in her quads and calves. The protein from fish and dairy gave her muscles raw material. The vitamin D and omega-3s eased her joint inflammation. The leafy greens boosted magnesium and potassium, key to muscle function and recovery, and most importantly, her confidence returned. Margaret didn't reverse aging, but she rewrote the story of what aging could look like. So I ask you, what story are you writing with your habits today? Let's shift gears and look at what science says about leg strength and aging. Because this isn't just anecdotal, it's measurable, proven, and repeatable, according to a 2020 study published in the Journal of Gerontology. Adults over 60 who consumed high-quality protein and omega-3 fatty acids regularly experienced a 20% slower rate of muscle loss than those who didn't. That's not just a number, that's your ability to walk, stand, and live independently for longer. And when it comes to bones, the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition reports that calcium and vitamin D intake, especially from dairy sources, is strongly associated with lower fracture risk and better bone density in seniors. But here's the real kicker. Sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass, isn't inevitable. It starts in your 40s, accelerates in your 60s, but it's highly modifiable through food and movement. Especially the legs, the biggest, most demanding muscles in your body. Think about it. Your quads, hamstrings, and glutes work every time you stand, sit, climb, or even balance. When these muscles weaken, it's not just a drop in performance, it's a loss of autonomy. That's why what you eat and how often you move isn't just about health. It's about freedom. Let this be your turning point. The science is clear. Food can be your medicine, and motion your therapy. The sooner you act, the longer you thrive. Let me tell you about a man named Robert. He's 68, a retired math teacher from Columbus, Ohio. And just a year ago, walking up 5 steps felt like scaling a mountain. His legs ached, and his joints throbbed. Robert thought it was just old age catching up. But what changed his life wasn't some expensive therapy or high-tech solution. It was a glass of milk. Yes, one glass of milk in the morning. Then another habit followed, a cup of Greek yogurt with berries. A few weeks later, he began including grilled salmon for dinner. Bit by bit, Robert made small tweaks to his diet that had monumental results. 3 months later, Robert was walking 2 miles daily, dancing with his wife at their anniversary, and even hiking with his grandkids. His doctor was astonished at the improvement. What had changed? The answer is simple nutrition that fuels the legs. When Robert started focusing on high-quality protein, calcium, and omega-3s, his body responded. It began to repair, rebuild, and rejuvenate. That's how our bodies work. Give them the right building blocks, and they'll surprise you. You see, the biggest tragedy isn't aging. It's accepting decline as inevitable. But stories like Robert's remind us that it's never too late to fight back. Now, ask yourself this. What if your turning point is also that first glass of milk or that small bowl of spinach? Start small. Start now. Here's a number that should stop you in your tracks: 20%. According to a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, older adults who consumed foods rich in omega-3s like salmon, walnuts, flax seeds lost muscle at a rate 20% slower than those who didn't. Let that sink in for a moment. That means for every 5 years, someone else loses strength. You only lose 4, and that's if you're doing nothing else. But when combined with exercise and good sleep, the gains are exponential. This statistic rocked the medical community because it confirmed what many suspected: what you eat today determines how you walk tomorrow. It's not just about preventing disease. It's about preserving freedom. Think of your legs as the tires on your car. If they go flat, it doesn't matter how new the engine is. You're not going anywhere. But if you invest in them with good food, movement, and rest, they'll take you anywhere you want to go, for years to come. So, when you sit down for your next meal, ask yourself, is this helping or hurting my foundation? Because at the end of the day, the power to stay strong doesn't come from medicine cabinets. It comes from your plate. Here's something nobody told you. The first 10 minutes of your day decide the next 10 years of your health. Why? Because your body wakes up in survival mode. Muscles are tight. Joints are stiff. Circulation is low. And guess what? That's when most seniors either sit or move. What if I told you that just 10 minutes of intentional morning movement could do more for your leg strength than an hour at the gym? It's true. Stretching, a short walk, or light resistance exercises first thing in the morning resets your nervous system, boosts circulation, and turns your legs from stiff to spring-loaded. Let's take Martha, 75, from Vermont. She used to wake up groggy, sit with her coffee, and hope the stiffness would pass. It didn't, but after introducing a 5-minute yoga routine and a glass of water first thing, everything changed. She felt lighter, stronger, and even her balance improved. 1 month in, her physical therapist called it a miracle in motion. Science backs this up. A study from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that seniors who performed 10 minutes of light movement within an hour of waking up had a 35% improvement in mobility and balance after just 6 weeks. This isn't about intensity. It's about consistency. You don't need equipment, just commitment. Start your day with purpose. Get the blood flowing. Tell your legs I'm still here, and we're not done yet. Let's take a breath and reflect. You've just discovered 10 powerful truths from understanding how aging weakens our legs. to learning the science behind fatty fish, dairy, leafy greens, hydration, daily movement, and even the transformative power of a simple morning habit. But here's the deal. Knowledge means nothing without action. You now hold the blueprint to reclaiming strength, balance, and independence. The question is, what will you do with it? You don't need to do it all at once. You don't need to be perfect. Start simple. Start small. Maybe it's picking up some salmon tonight, or adding spinach to your eggs tomorrow. Maybe it's standing up every hour instead of sitting all day, or setting your alarm 10 minutes earlier to stretch, because each micro decision shapes your future. And you're not alone. I'm here with you. So is this amazing community of seniors just like you, committed to staying strong, staying sharp, and staying free. So here's my challenge to you. Leave a comment below. What's one habit you're committing to today? Will you eat more leafy greens? Start walking every morning. Add dairy to your routine. Tell us, inspire someone else. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. Share this video with someone you care about. Let's grow stronger together, because your legs are more than limbs. They are your freedom, your story, and it's time you wrote the next chapter with power. Stay strong. Dr. Mark Hyman, MD.